Absolutely nothing else. Yes! Oh my gosh. I feel so good about myself now. My self-esteem is roaring through the sky. Okay, yes. Yes. Sword items? Of course. Of course, sword items. Okay, what do I do now? Let's start watching the debate, shall we? Oh! What a wimp. Yahoo! Okay, who's calling you?
Hello, are you here to debate?
I'm here to debate. Should I debate this guy?
Yes, sir, I am.
Press 1 in the chat if you want me to debate this guy. I will debate this guy if you tell I do you want me to debate this guy. I will say that I am 6 years old and I want to debate you on issues. Wokeness. I will debate him on wokeness. On wokeness. 3. What's 3? 5? 1? What's 3 and what's 5 and what's... I don't get it. 89? Well, it's not 69.
All right, what's your name and how old are you?
My name is Alex. I am 27. I am from Pennsylvania.
All right, Alex, what topic are you here to debate today?
I would like to be on the topic of the trans men and women are men and women.
All right, no problem. What's your take?
My take is that it is a literal mental illness and that it should not be encouraged. That is my personal belief.
Interesting.
They
What do
should
you
be
base?
helped.
What do you base your personal belief on?
What?
I base
Sorry.
my personal belief on the
I don't-
fact that in other countries it is a fact.
I didn't catch that. What was that? What is the debate about? I don't know what's going on with DC. I hope Biden wins and Moscow Mike stops blocking Ukraine military aid. True. I think DC is great. DC is a pretty big place, no? DC is pretty big, if I remember correctly. It's probably pretty clean as well, full of really nice smells. I think DC is probably really nice. Okay, let's continue with the debate. Hee.
It should not be encouraged. That is my personal belief.
Interesting.
They
What do
should
you
be
base?
helped.
What do you base your personal belief on?
I base my personal belief on the fact that in other countries, it is a fact that there are countries that allowed gender reassignment surgery, and then they had canceled it. They had abolished the rule.
I almost thought that the person is saying, and then they had cancer. They had gender assignment surgery and then they have cancer. How do you respond to that, sir? First, it begins with gender reassignment surgery and then it becomes cancer.
Or however you pronounce it.
True.
And they
True.
basically said that it was doing more harm than
I don't
good
even
to
know how
people
you
because
pronounce
years
it.
later,
True.
after they had these surgeries and reassignments,
True.
they were then
Reassignments.
totally confused and realized they made a horrible mistake.
True.
Yeah, what
It's me.
countries?
Poland. I'm confused.
What countries have
believe-
abolished gender affirming?
I'm
Had
always-
gender affirming care.
I'm always-
and then abolished gender affirming care.
I'm
because
always
they saw
confused.
more negative
That's me.
results.
I honestly do not have that information for you.
What the
You
fuck?
got me there.
So then I'll just assume.
What the hell is that? Oh, there are countries that abolished this transness care thing and those assignments. Oh, wow. What countries? Oh, I honestly don't have that information. Okay. Then it's just empty talk, isn't it? Damn. Everyone who is trans will die. This is true. That's not true. I will not die. Damn. These assignments. Reassignments, I'm sorry. All these reassignments and yeah.
None of them did that. Next thing
Okay.
you said was that other countries classify it as a mental illness. Is that what you said? Did I hear that correct?
True.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what other countries classified being trans as a mental illness?
Poland. It actually
Oh,
doesn't.
let's see here. Russia.
Okay.
Okay.
Russia also kills gay people, so.
That's wrong. I agree with that. That is wrong.
So
that is
am I
absolutely
going to
wrong.
listen to Russia classifying trans people as like?
Listen, man, you could be upset all you want, but
True.
what
I'm
the
not upset.
left is doing, you're gonna have a far right backlash, and
Oh,
it's coming.
no.
Whoopee.
Oh,
Who's
no.
upset? We're having a debate, right?
Oh
yeah,
no,
dude,
the far right
it is
backlash. Oh no.
historically proven that every time history swings one way, there is a backlash the other way that is twice as bad.
Uh-huh. So we
That
shouldn't.
is such brain dead logic. We shouldn't do progress because the far right won't like it. So we shouldn't just we should listen to Russia. Russia does things best, after all, as we've always known.
make progress on human rights because right-wing people will get upset and then
True.
throw a hissy fit.
There you go. Said it. But I said it better. Because I'm valuable.
No, you should make progress, but you shouldn't encourage mental illnesses like being
Okay, but
trans.
hold on. But you haven't been able to substantiate it being a mental illness with anything. Just your fifis. I don't really debate fifis.
It is a mental illness.
Based on
It
what?
is. If
I'll
you
have-
feel
okay,
the need,
Based on what?
if you feel the need that
Uh-huh.
you need to chop your wang off
Uh-huh.
because you feel like you're a woman.
Do all trans
Listen,
people
that
feel
is.
the need to
You
cut
know what?
off?
You know what?
Hey,
I would
question,
like.
do all
I would
trans
like.
people feel the need to cut off their penises?
No, I just think it's
okay.
wrong, dude.
Hold on.
It is wrong.
You said that it's a mental illness because trans people feel the urge to cut off their wangs.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I
sir.
asked you if all
I
of
need
them
to
feel
cut
this
off
way.
my
You said
wangs.
no. So that would mean any trans person that doesn't feel this way would not have a mental illness, correct?
Cut off my wangs. Do it. It's time. It's time to cut off my... Oh my gosh. What is wrong? How do I depart? Depart. I want to... Jesus. How do I depart? Oh. Depart request? Yes. Oh, damn. Okay. I didn't expect this. But yes. Cut off my wangs.
Do you
Yes, I'm
think
mentally
more
ill.
trans people
You gotta.
get? Do you think more trans people get bottom surgery or less than like? What do you think the percentage of trans people getting bottom surgery is?
200%.
I don't know because I'm not about that life.
It's like less than 10% of trans people.
I see that there are children waving LGBTQ flags, and
Oh,
that's
no.
right up there with the children waving Nazi flags because you're
What?
indoctrinating these children into it.
Oh, damn.
You're
You
encouraging
think
it. It's
that
wrong.
children waving pride flags, so children waving a rainbow flag, is the same as children waving Nazi flags?
Yes. According to some, I will
It's
add.
different principles, but it is.
I will
similar.
add to this. According to some, children waving Ukrainian flags are the same as waving Nazi flags. Those are all different things, but all those people are waving flags. So, in a way, you have a commonality here. You have a commonality between Ukrainian children and Nazi children and LGBT children. They're all children and they all wave the flag. So, you know. This person has a point. I think this person is operating on sound logic. I wanna hear more what they have to say.
Because
It's
you
similar
are
in what
teaching
way?
them from a small age.
It's similar because you're waving a flag, silly. Duh. It's come on. Simple logic. It's common sense. I understand it because I'm smart. I'm smarter than any of you. I'm especially smarter than Jovan Bradley, because Jovan Bradley doesn't understand.
And this is another problem I have. This is just me personally.
True, indoctrinating into waving the flag. True. This is, yeah,
I understand.
of course.
You are entitled to your beliefs.
True.
This is America, after all. But at the same time,
You're not.
why is it that we're not allowed to have our difference of opinion?
True.
And it's either you side with the LGBTQ or you're wrong.
Exactly.
Because opinions can be wrong.
Why can't I discriminate against them gays? Why? What's wrong with that? Why can't we have two groups, one who wants rights for the LGBT and one that wants the LGBT dead? Why can't we have this healthy difference in opinions? Why can't we? What's wrong with this world? Damn. It's Western degeneracy at its worst.
You can have an opinion on something, but if your opinion is steeped in scientific inaccuracies, then I would say you have a
Inaccuracies.
wrong opinion. I can have an opinion that the earth is flat. I would be wrong in this assumption and assertion.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so opinions can be wrong.
Listen, sir, I just think you're an LGBT and you just want to swallow cock all day. I think that's your opinion. I have an opinion to oppose this degeneracy. Degeneracy. I'm shocked. I don't approve. Let's just hear what he has to say. I think this debater is doing pretty well. I think I'm rooting for the person that is debating this person. I think I'm firmly in the camp of Russia and China on this. True.
Okay, I respect that.
See, respectful.
I just feel
Nice.
that it's
I love
it has
respect.
become the law of the land now with
Where?
the LGBTQ.
True.
The transgender movement, I understand that there are people who don't feel comfortable in their own bodies and stuff like that. I honestly didn't have a problem with it until I saw
True, it became law of the land. Everybody's trans, and I don't like it. Like, it's basically, I can understand not being comfortable in your body, but you have to face consequences when that happens. You have to realize that you just might end up in jail and that it's normal, you know? Be uncomfortable all you want, but just don't force us to look at it or to be a part of it. Just accept being jailed or something. I don't know. Accept isolation. Or I don't know. We will figure it out. There are these things, camps that we can put the LGBT in for surely. There's a place when the LGBT can be happy. And we can be happy. I mean, technically speaking, I am part of the LGBT because I'm trans, and I also, no matter how you slice it, I'm gay. But you know what? I'm the good one. I'm the one that's, I see my degeneracy, and I don't know. I suffer so that others don't, or something. It's complicated. It's a complicated life.
being pushed into schools, and children who are 6, 7, 8 years
Oh
old
no.
are being told. There are so many issues that I have with modern America right now.
Oh yeah,
It's
for
just-
sure.
Where is it being
We're-
pushed into
my-
schools? Where is this happening?
California,
Oh,
anything,
give me-
any state that
can you
is
give
really
me
woke,
specifics?
any
Can you-
state
True.
or school system that is woke,
Any
and
state
it
or school
wants-
system that's woke. Can you give me specifics? Specific school and how they're pushing it? Can you
horrible,
provide
horrible.
this?
let's see here. I know I saw somewhere, and no, sir, I do not have a specific school, but I
Uh-huh.
do know that I've
Okay.
seen it on television. I'm sure you have too.
Oh,
You know what else
Mass
I've seen on
protest.
television? You know
Trump,
what else I've seen on television?
our
A purple
hero.
dinosaur singing and dancing. Doesn't necessarily make it real, right?
wait, hold on.
Fair, that's valid.
Dinosaurs are singing and dancing? I want to see that. Damn. Show me less degeneracy and show me more dinosaurs dancing and singing. And the worst thing is that Poland is actually following US in its degeneracy. Is Poland has this reputation of gobbling America's cock, so, you know, that is what people say about Poland. So whatever America does, Poland copies blindly. So Poland just copies this degeneracy. And I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disapproving. I do not approve.
Valid. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I personally believe that it shouldn't be forced onto the population. Like, you have to accept it,
Or
because
you'll get arrested.
for hundreds and hundreds of years we didn't accept that.
True.
And this
For
is going to
hundreds
sound
and hundreds
awful,
of
but
I've
you
been
looked
there.
at them.
Quick question. For
modern-
hundreds of, hold on. For hundreds of
Except
years, we
Greece,
didn't
Rome,
accept
Japan, and many
interracial
other
couples.
places, but forget those.
Do you think we should have just like not forced that via laws and policies either, and just let it be okay that interracial couples could?
No. Let's not go that far.
That?
Oh, come on.
No, that's a good point.
That's a
solid
bad point.
That is a solid point.
No, it's not.
I
It's
just
a bad
feel
point.
that it. Oh, also the whole
That's
God
bad
is
faith.
good thing. Why does he let kids get cancer and babies get cancer? You've made very good points. You've made very good points. I'm not trying to be harsh or mean or anything like that, or a jerk. But with the whole, why does God let babies?
If anyone's a jerk here, it's Jovan here. It's just, what a jerk. Of course you should put it into law and forbid the degeneracy. Of course.
Babies get cancer,
What
or
do you
children
mean?
get cancer.
Exactly.
You-
LGBT people give
None
children
of us know
cancer.
if God is even real. Myself, who is a Republican,
Republican.
Are you?
people are saying,
Are
"Oh,
you-
this Christian
real quick. Are you
fascism."
actually
and-
a Republican? This kind of feels like a bit. It kind of feels like you
No.
don't actually believe the shit coming out of your own mouth.
I do believe
I
it.
do believe the shit coming out of my own mouth.
True.
I'm just not like a lot of other Republicans who will sit there and just scream in your face the second you try to prove me wrong.
That is so
I'll at least hear
disgusting.
you out.
Shit coming out of your mouth.
Okay,
That is, eh.
sure,
What an
Um,
image.
fair enough.
Well, as far as God goes, I believe in God. I don't know which one it is, but I believe in a God. I believe in there's a good orderly direction, because there has to be something that created the whole entire universe other than the Big Bang Theory, because multiple
Big
scientists
Bang.
have said, mind you, no, I don't remember the scientists' names, but I've watched a lot of videos on this
True.
stuff, and they've said that the universe should not exist. There is
True. Like, what is this nonsense? I believe in an all-powerful creator, not the universe being banged into existence. Like, damn, come on. Come on now. You believe that the universe was banged in an orgy and then it's just here? That just sounds like some perversion, like the LGBT. Of course, atheists would also be pro-LGBT because they just want to believe that the universe got banged into existence. How predictable.
no way we should have existed this long or anything like that. But there has to be something that is holding it together.
True.
You
like
don't
a
have to
glue.
believe in like a higher being. You can just believe in good orderly direction.
Good orderly
As far as
direction.
cancer, that is nobody can control that. I lost my mother to cancer. Nobody can control that. It happens. There is no way out of that until science comes up with a cure for it, which I don't know how far we are or close or,
Even
whatever, how
chemotherapy.
far we are to it. But
Even
like-
chemotherapy is far advanced. Like from the olden days. When my grandmother got chemotherapy, after the first session of chemotherapy, she could no longer move, she could no longer walk. She was bedridden basically after the first round of chemo. And now you get the chemo and you can basically just go home. So just in that regard, we've gone so far when it comes to the treatment of cancer. See? I can be serious as well when the time comes to balance things out in the universe.
The problem is that I really feel that the Democratic Party is trying to create one world. They're trying to get in with every other country in NATO and
True.
create one giant world order.
True. Oh gosh, why
Of
didn't I think of that? The world
Democratic
order.
Party of the U.S.
Of acceptance,
True.
but intolerance to anyone who doesn't accept just everything. Just
So in
Exactly. You claim to be tolerant, and yet you don't tolerate my bigotry. You don't tolerate me wanting you dead. What's up with that? I should be able to want you dead in peace, and yet you won't let me. You're a bigot. You're a bigot.
Oh, my
Intolerance
French, a shit
in-
show.
intolerance
True.
to
Intolerance to
My intolerance to my
unacceptable.
let's see here.
bigotry.
You do not want
True.
intolerance to the fact
To my
that we
bigotry.
have to and critical race theory. I don't even think you had that on there. Critical race theory. People don't like the
Huh.
fact that white people controlled the world for so many years, and they hate it. But it was
Right.
the way it was. We can't control that. Like, why are there people?
we
why?
can't control that.
Why is race being brought back into stuff
Exactly.
after we already got rid of the most racial issues? Like, why is it now?
We got rid of most.
Exactly. A lot of the world got screwed over by Europe, and the consequences of that can be felt still today. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It is what it is, right? It just is what it is. There is absolutely nothing that can be done. Exactly. This person is smart. This person is my new thought leader. If that person had social media presence or a channel or whatever, I would subscribe and watch them religiously after this debate. That is a very good showing. I'm seeing a lot of good arguments. I am ready for the new world order.
When did that happen?
Damn. I'm ready.
I think
For
it was
this.
pretty much gone.
When?
I had no issue. I have a very diverse friend group. I have
True.
Asians,
black
Hispanics,
friends.
African Americans.
True.
I had no problem with any of them. And
Exactly.
I've asked my African American, all of them, I've asked them, do you feel like you're treated unfairly? And I will not lie, the Hispanic did say yes.
Oh.
But that's because nobody thought he was legal.
Do you think that
I love this person.
do
My
you think that just because
nice.
somebody you slightly surveyed in your friend group said that they weren't treated unfairly, that means systemic racism doesn't exist?
Yes.
Is that what we're
Yes.
claiming right now?
I mean, come on. Are you gonna
I
disregard
don't
lived
think,
experience?
no, I don't think systemic racism exists.
True.
I think that
Because
it's
your
another
friend,
ploy
your
by the
friends
left.
weren't because
True.
your
The
friends
left
weren't
invented it.
unfairly treated.
True.
So systemic racism doesn't exist.
The far left.
I get what you're
invented it.
saying. I hear you.
True.
But at the same time, no, I don't think it exists. I really
True.
don't.
True.
I don't believe in
because
it.
like 10 people told you you didn't.
It's fake.
No,
It
I
doesn't
didn't believe it
exist
before
because
that.
it's fake.
I didn't. Nope. You will. I respect your opinion, but you will never convince me that
That's
that
racism.
exists here in America.
Okay, hold on.
True.
Is there any amount of evidence or research that I could show you to convince you that it exists?
No. No. It's leftist.
If
Well,
the answer
I'm pretty
is
sure all the
no,
evidence that you're
just
going to show me
FYI,
It's leftist
is it-
evidence.
really quick, if the answer is no, then this is about as pointless as trying to fish in a desert. Because what you're claiming is no matter what I'm shown, I will not change my mind, even if I'm shown factual counter evidence. And I just kind of think that if people have that worldview, they're not really interested in having these conversations legitimately. Like, you're just looking for things that'll confirm
I'm
your
interested.
biases.
I love my biases, so I am interested. Yes. That's true.
Well,
Yes. I do
I
love
don't even
my
know what
biases.
to say to that. I get what you're saying, though. I do understand where you're coming from. Do
My
you
favorite.
do you have said evidence?
Yeah, how much of it do you want?
None of it. None of your lefty evidence.
Well,
What the hell?
Let's see here. I'll take a little bit of evidence right now.
Okay. Systemic racism doesn't exist. Cool. Explain to me
I will explain it. Yeah.
why the U.S. Sentencing Commission, the government body that job it is to analyze the differences in sentencing for crimes, has
Go on.
put together a report that shows that black people are sentenced 13 times higher than white people for the same crime, even when we adjust for socioeconomic factors.
It's because black people committed more crime, even if it's the same.
You
There
know how many
go.
percentages
Easy.
of those African American detainees were already convicted prior?
Exactly.
Yeah, those numbers
They're
would
criminals.
still be consistent with their white counterparts. So their white counterparts, all the numbers are evened out, right?
I think
And they're
black
still,
people just
they're
committed
still
worse same
sentenced
crimes,
higher, even when
and
we
that's the
even out for all these
explanation.
numbers.
That's my
Why would
opinion.
this be?
Because some of them committed worse same crimes.
Because for the longest time, we were a predominantly white country. And,
Uh-huh.
yeah, man, you got me. You got me on that one.
You
Okay,
you didn't
so
get
there we
me.
go.
I
Systemic
answered.
Racism exists.
I answered.
Systemic racism itself,
Listen, I
damn,
answered
man,
this
you're pointing out a lot
question.
of points here.
You point out a lot of points. True.
Systemic racism exists. Yes, it does exist.
Oh wow.
It does. But
Does it?
why?
It doesn't.
After you pointed that out to me, I could see where you're coming from. I see it now.
Oh
Yes,
Jesus.
sir. But why
Oh boy.
is it that in like the critical race theory and stuff, things to that
True.
amount, why are children being taught that
Brainwashed.
like
Yeah.
white men are more dangerous than like a lion in a wild kingdom?
What?
Can you show me any instance of children being taught this anywhere?
Yeah, it was a whole entire article. I read it one night on
This guy is
fuck was
under influence.
sorry for my language.
I think that person.
Oh, it was
perfectly
I
fine.
wasn't reading it. I
Very
was watching
logical.
it. It was on Fox News. It was from some school
Fox
in
News.
California or something like
the TV
that. that
stations that being
they're
sued.
teaching that white males are more dangerous than
Fox
like,
News, of
lions
all
in
TV
a
stations.
What am I going to say
kingdom.
about things we see on TV?
All right, I hear
Without
you.
a
Wait,
direct-
Fox News said it.
Without a
But why
direct
would
source,
why would they
I
go
can't
why
believe
would
that
they
it
go
happened.
out of their way to make that up? Because like
True.
So,
it's
critical race
the way I
theory-
was raised, everyone was
really
created
quickly,
equal.
Just really quick. Critical race theory
Unless
is
you're
not
black.
a elementary school thing. You can't even take critical race theory in college until you first taken critical theory and critical law theory. It's an offshoot of critical law theory, which just states that the U.S. has in a legal sense,
That's
throughout its
nonsense. That's
history,
that's a
right,
bunch
in
of
a
boo boo.
strictly legal sense,
And I hate it.
created differences between white and black people, and that these differences were created to uphold white supremacy.
We were all created equal.
We know
That's
this
what the
to
person
be the case
said.
because slavery existed.
No,
So
it
we know that
didn't.
they did do this.
What slavery? What?
What's the issue with teaching that this was a thing that has led to multiple disparities in an ongoing aspect of ongoing aspect of systemic racism? Why would
That
this
sounds
be
like
negative
leftism to
teach?
me. And I don't approve.
Oh man, why would it be negative to
Damn.
teach?
Uh-huh.
Because of the fact that
We're all equal now, and it's over. So why teach?
well, I mean, let's face it, Trump's coming back to office in 2024,
True.
and he's going to undo everything that's been done by
True.
the Biden administration,
Good.
by the woke people. Everything's going to be undone.
True.
Like it's you're literally.
Living in fantasy
I
land.
went to the thing for George. I don't remember what the hell it was called. I went
Jordan Peterson.
into the. Oh my God, I'm sounding like a damn idiot. Never mind that.
True.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Jesus.
But why is
Wow.
it that we're teaching people about like our first president, who literally helped create America and was the first ever
True.
president, reluctantly, mind you, because he didn't want to be a ruler, because he didn't want to be he didn't want to be the guy in charge since we had to just get away from tyranny in Britain with the taxes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Why are we focusing on the fact that he owned slaves instead of
True.
the fact that
Why
he
talk
helped
about
create America?
inconvenient facts?
Why is that more
Because I
important
don't
than
care
the
what
foundation
his
and the finding of America?
because he
True.
owned humans. He owned humans that he would beat.
Everybody owned humans, bud.
Yes,
For God's
that
sakes,
means they were
Africa's king
all
sold
bad.
Africa
True.
had a
Why
king,
talk about
and he sold
inconveniences
half of the African American
can-
He
slaves
was bad
to
too.
America. It doesn't make it
True.
right, but
So,
at the same
okay, so
time,
hold on,
you need to be looking back at your own ancestors.
Hold on. Whoa.
True. It is what it is, bud. True. Hello, Maya Mayor. We are watching the best debate I've ever seen. This is the smartest individual. I think I agree. I think we align politically and philosophically and intellectually 99%. And I'm just happy to be here. And I think I'm going to vote Trump 2024. And we're going to drain the swamp together. And we're going to get rid of the degeneracy. That's right. We're going to do it together. Even though technically speaking, I'm a trans, gay, degenerate, I'm the good one, so I'll be spared if I toe the line or something. So it's fine. Let's just get rid of the degeneracy, and we can think of about the details later. Damn. I love this debate. I'm learning so much about the world watching this.
Okay, so a few misconceptions, right? So yes, the slave trade.
I
did
do
permeate
think
through
that
Africa.
this person called Jovan Bradley is being a bit uncharitable and unfair and frankly not making really good points. But I think the color really shines in this, so it's good. It's all good.
Yep, and that's because Europe and Spain compensated different African tribes heavily to capture other
Spain is
African
part of
tribes,
Europe, dummy.
along with them going in and just like kidnapping children, right? So these are all things that happened. I've seen slave castles in Africa. I understand that the slave trade permeated out of Africa, but chattel slavery, okay?
But why are you guys mad? Why are people mad at white people because of that?
True.
Because chattel slavery in America was
Why are people mad at the main perpetrators of the thing? Why would that be? That is a very good question. And this is why I love the caller so much, because he asks the important questions.
white-dominated institution. They literally had laws where it was the Negro will be the slave. Okay?
Liars.
Where it was
Lies.
white people will be the slave.
Oh yeah?
Okay?
Oh yeah?
Or, no, I'm sorry. Black people will be the slave. Right?
Lies.
Even when they said, okay, well, when the South was like, well,
True.
we want
Makes
to
you think.
we want
I
to
love
use our
thinking.
slaves to give us extra votes, right? They said, well, they can only be
Right.
3/5 of a person. Black people weren't.
Well,
viewed
that's
as
more
people.
than
We
none.
were viewed as
No.
property. Okay.
Which was absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong.
This is why. Okay. When we talk about chattel slavery,
3/5 of a person. Have you considered that that's more than 0/5 of a person? Can you practice more, I don't know, gratitude? Jesus, I just can't believe. Should be more Christian and practice some gratitude in life. I just don't understand the entitlement, you know? It shocks me. It shocks me negatively. I'm negatively shocked by the frankly the audacity. Very ungrateful behavior. 3/5 is more than 0/5, and I will stand by that forever.
it was a white supremacist institution.
White supremacy doesn't
Making
exist.
Black people
What?
in America,
What?
even by the way, even freed
White
men
supremacists.
were still only counted as
Buzzwords.
3/5 of a person. So it wasn't about who was and was not a slave. It was the fact that they didn't view black people as people.
Yes, they did. Free thrifts. What do you mean? Lies. Jovan
you're
just
coming from.
lies here.
I absolutely see where you're coming from. You have a lot of good points, man. I can't
That's not
argue
true.
with you
Those are
on
all
a
bad
lot of these
points.
because
So I
they
just
are
don't-
valid points.
So what is the point? Why are you Republican?
Because
Why
it's the
am I a
right way to
Republican?
live.
Because
Yeah.
I
Because it's the
firmly
moral way to
believe
live.
in. Well, to be honest with you, I was an independent, and then Biden came along, and my rent doubled. My gas prices are like
True. Biden.
Almost twice as high as they were.
Biden
Biden
tripled
food
my.
higher.
during an economic recession.
Biden
Yeah.
tripled my.
Everything was
Bills.
fucked up because we were in a recession because of COVID.
Yeah, Biden caused this.
Inflation was
silly.
worldwide at record highs
The
because
hell?
of a
Don't you know anything?
natural disaster.
Biden.
Can you name me a Republican policy that helped with any of this?
Of course. Draining the swamp policy. You
Can I
don't
name
know
your
anything.
Republican policy.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yeah.
no, I can't. I
Oh.
based my stuff off the fact that my life was more affordable.
True. Under
My life
Trump.
was more affordable under Obama, for God's sakes.
Well, yeah,
Like,
Obama
that's why I'm so
got
upset
us
with
out of an
everything.
True.
economic recession, right? Obama also stepped in during an economic recession, got our life out of an economic recession, and by like 2012 to 2016, we were doing pretty good because he got us out of that economic recession, right? Trump, in his mishandling of COVID, put us into an economic recession because he refused to lock down the country. He refused to do anything more than a couple stimulus packages,
Wow.
right?
Bad-mouthing
Meanwhile,
our
Biden's
president.
administration. And now, first of all, I don't like Biden. Not voting for the guy. Don't like the guy. But Biden was able
Wait,
to
you,
get
who are
joint
you voting for
legislation
then? Trump?
under the American Rescue
Are you not
Plan,
voting at all?
which has now seen us at record numbers with the stock market. The NASDAQ is at record highs, right? Inflation is at record lows. Not record lows. Record lows since COVID. Unemployment, though, is at record lows, right? So if we're just going to look at these numbers, then we kind of have to see this, that it's
Yeah.
not really the fault of the Biden administration,
Yes,
kind
it
of.
is.
And if you want to talk about, well, gas is expensive, well, all the major gas companies saw record profits this year,
Oh.
right? Inflation is not because of anything Biden's doing. It's
Yes,
because
it
those
is.
gas companies just hoarded those profits and didn't lower any of the gas, even though they made billions of dollars in profit.
That's a lie.
Now,
That's
you can
the
say,
free
well,
hand
Biden
of the
should
market.
probably make it so they have to lower economic gas.
True,
But then
yes.
I believe that, like, if you're a capitalist, you'd be annoyed at that.
No, I
because that would
wouldn't.
be
Yeah, I mean, yes, I would,
anti-capitalism
but also
in
wouldn't.
a sense, because it would be the government adding another thing on to capitalism, right? They would be the government adding a rule that capitalists probably don't want.
Right.
So I'm just
Well-
wondering, for somebody that's willing to vote Republican,
I will
what
vote
policies
Republican,
have
yeah.
the Republicans introduced
I
in
will
the
vote
last
Trump.
in the last 6 years, right? So
They will drain
in
the
the last
swamp.
8 years. So from 2016 to now, what policies or laws have Republicans introduced
Uh-oh.
that you agree with?
Everything.
Oh,
They're
let's see
Republican.
here.
I love the Republic.
Oh, when
I
they
love democracy.
overturned Roe versus Wade, I agreed with that because
True.
once there's a heartbeat, it's a life. I just you can't talk me out of that.
True.
Once
Can't talk
it's
me out
up-
of that. Once there is a heartbeat, that is a life. That is a human life.
There's this
If you
experiment.
don't want to have the baby, that's fine. Have the baby and give it up for adoption.
True.
But you shouldn't be. No. The
You
ol-
should
they
be forced
they
to give
should
birth.
adjust
Like the
the-
incubator that you
adjust
are.
that with the Roe versus Wade is to where if you conscientiously decided to have unprotected relations and you got pregnant,
True.
you have to have
Your
the baby.
fault.
But if it was a case of, pardon my French again, rape or incest, you should be allowed to abort it.
No, you shouldn't.
They should make
You
If
shouldn't.
adjustment to that.
hold on,
Uh-oh.
if your claim
I've been punished.
is that it's a life and it should always be protected, why does
There should be
someone
no
being raped or
exceptions.
experiencing incest change that? It's
Exactly,
still a
it
life.
should.
because rape and incest is wrong. Is to where if
I'm not
I'm gonna
disagreeing
get.
with
I'm
Why
you.
gonna
should
be a
the
little
baby
vulgar
be
here.
punished
You
for
as a
rape
woman-
and incest?
But your
Pardon
this
me.
doesn't change the fact that it's
True. Why
not
punish
still
the
a
poor
human
baby?
life. So you're saying human lives only matter conditionally, and it
True.
really depends on how
Don't
the
punish
human
the
lives
baby.
get here. It has nothing to do with the human life itself. What
True.
you're actually valuing is the obligation that someone has to said human life.
True. Don't punish the baby.
All right, that's a good way
Hello,
of putting it.
Great
Yeah,
Range.
yeah, but I
Okay.
stand by that.
Why does someone having sex mean that they're
There are these thought experiments where you have 1,000 frozen zygotes or something, and you have 10 babies, and you have to choose which to save. And of course, I will save the zygotes, and I will let the babies burn, because you know what? You know what? Those zygotes, they have unlimited potential. But those babies, they are already on their way to grow up to be thugs. So I will let the babies burn, and I would save the zygotes. I would save the unlimited potential, not thugs in the making. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I feel like I'm making sense. I feel like I'm making perfect sense. I feel like my logic is solid.
obligated to provide their resources to another human being.
Why would I save thugs?
Because first of all, if you decide conscientiously to have sex, and then you decide, if
I know.
regardless, your protection didn't work or whatever, you knew that was a chance, and that's
True.
your own fault.
True,
That
it's
is
your
own
fault.
fault. Double
You
wrap
shouldn't
it.
bang.
Click, I don't know what the hell, but just make sure that there is no passing of genes, so this way that doesn't happen.
But I want to pass
In the
so
case
if
of
somebody-
in the
if
case of
somebody
rape and
uses-
incest,
wait, really quickly.
they're being dogs and they just don't even care. So that's totally different. That is
Wait,
just
so if
rape
somebody-
and
What if I
incest
am
is
a dog and I
inexcusable.
just don't
Yeah,
care?
if somebody uses a condom
I don't
and
like
uses
using
birth control
condoms.
and gets pregnant, you believe because they took the appropriate methods,
I don't like
they
using
should be able to have
condoms.
an abortion.
I will no condoms. You're kidding? Condoms.
No.
Well, then you
No,
don't actually.
That's
for
well, then you
no,
don't
sad
actually
people.
care about whether or not
Condoms.
they're double wrapping. None of that matters.
Come on.
You just believe because they have sex, they should not be allowed to exercise what I believe to be like your end all be all of rights, which is your right to dictate what happens to your own body. You believe instead the government,
Leftist.
as a Republican, the
Yes.
government should be able to tell us what we do or do not do with our bodies.
Yes, exactly. Now you get it.
To an extent,
Finally.
yeah.
Finally.
To an
That's
extent.
why
yeah.
that is why
know.
I am a strong endorser on Project 2025. They're gonna
Oh my
reinstate the
God.
Christian
Project 20.
household and Christian
Oh
families.
boy.
So
Like
you
they're
think we
going to
should
reinstate
force-
Christianity into America. We were founded by Christians, for Christ's sake.
We were
You
founded
can't
by
kick-
deists.
You can't.
Actually,
You cannot.
just
We were
real
founded
quick,
by what?
Our founding
For
fathers were
Christ's
deists.
sake.
They weren't direct Christians.
For
They were
Christ's sake.
and they came to this country to escape religious persecution. But
That's
you're
not
saying
true.
what we should do is force.
They came to this country
Christianity
to
teach us,
create
correct?
glorious Christian
Yep.
persecution.
So you don't believe people
course.
should be able to be whatever.
What do you
religion they
mean?
want to be?
No, I believe that Satanism and I
True.
believe you should believe in a God.
What
Let me
is
put it that way.
Satanism?
Any God you want to believe in besides Satan, because then you're literally going to hell if
That's
God doesn't back you.
discrimination.
Is Satanism?
That's discrimination against
What
Satan.
is Satanism? What do Satanists believe in?
Satan.
And
that's
I'm
wrong.
pretty sure they believe in doing whatever the hell they want.
That
That's not
didn't
true.
answer anything. So you actually don't know. You just are like, well, I disagree with Satanism, but you have no idea what Satanists
True.
are or
Because
what they do.
he's evil. If you've ever
True.
God
picked
is
up
evil.
a Bible, I don't know if you have.
God is good.
But
God is
he's
evil.
God is good.
No, God is
He punishes
God is not evil.
the
You
gay.
wanna bet?
I
And
do
that's
agree.
good.
You want to bet?
Yes. I will
wanna
bet,
bet?
money. Yes.
Sure, let's bet.
I will bet you $5 I can prove God is evil.
Silly. No, you can't.
$5.
Yep. I'll raise it. I'll bet you $100.
I'm not
You're
betting
on.
on this.
You're on. You're
Well,
on.
Let me,
I'm
let
gonna
me,
call
let me
in.
hear you out, though. Let me hear you out. I'm not willing to bet money on this
Yeah,
I
because
will bet
I
money.
know
Do
you're
you
going to have a good
believe-
point. But
Do you believe God to be an
I love
all-knowing
gambling.
God? He knows everything.
Yes.
He knows everything and he sees everything.
Yes.
okay, correct.
Yes.
Why did God allow Job's family to be killed for a test he knew Job would pass?
Because
That's a good question. Hey, man, they say he has a greater plan all the time, and when
True.
stuff doesn't work out, it's for a greater plan.
exactly.
No. What's the story of Job? What is the story of Job? God is chilling out. Job is existing as God's perfect little soldier, right? Job
True.
is living his life perfectly good. He's got a wife. He has 10 kids. He is quite literally God's
A lot of
most
kids.
dedicated follower. Satan goes, "Hey, yo, God, I bet you
You have that
if
many
you
kids,
let
you
me do
deserve to
whatever
be
I want to
punished.
Job, he'll stop following you." And God says, "Yep, you can do whatever you want, just don't hurt him."
True.
God knows everything. God could have said to Satan, "Hey, Satan, I'm God. You know I'm God. You know I can see everything that will happen. Job will pass this test. There's no reason to do the test." Instead, God says, "Go ahead, kill his wife and 10 kids. I don't care."
I mean,
Why? Why?
technically speaking, if God is God and that God is all-knowing, all whatever, omnipresent, everything, then whatever God sees as good is good, irrespective of whether or not humans see it as good as bad, because God is God and not humans. So even if even if humans see God as evil, God is actually good. Even if God's good is our horrible, then it's still good because it's God. See? Got him. Got him! Because there is no arbiter of good and evil outside of God. So whatever God does is good, even if it's horrible from the perspective of humans. There you go. I answered it.
Why does he do that?
Why should
Why
I?
would he
You
do
you
that?
can disagree
If
with
he's not
God, but it
evil,
doesn't change anything.
Why would he
There we
allow
go.
Satan to kill Job's wife and kids when
God
he
doesn't
knew
care if
Job
you
would pass
agree
the
or not.
test?
Warp. Got him. I'm the best.
Because it was a test.
I'm
He
the
wanted
best
to see how
theist.
far they would push him.
He
And
knew.
if Satan would push him, and if he
I'm
would
the best
lose
atheist
his, you know,
theist.
completely and utterly
God
lose his faith.
knew the answer to this thousands of years before Job was born
True.
because
Yeah.
he sees
Yeah.
all
But that means
at all
free
times.
Nobody
will
said he
doesn't
wasn't
exist.
cruel. Don't forget he flooded the whole planet because people pissed
Okay,
him off.
I would argue that a cruel God is not a good God. So I would argue if God's cruel, it's kind of evil. If he's-
Sometimes you need coolness to rein stuff back in because
God's
people
cruelty
get
is
too
good.
out of whack, and then
Because
they
it's
start
God's
doing whatever the
cruelty.
hell they want.
And everything that God does
And
is
next
good.
thing you know,
There
you
go.
have a total crap show of a.
crack
of a
show. God created a crack
ecosystem.
show.
And before you know it, you gotta rein it back in because everything's getting way
True.
too out of hand.
True.
Now, as to
God's
why
not
he let,
in control
he let
anymore.
That man's
What a silly thing
wife
to
and
say.
children die. Yes, that was just absolutely cruel. I'm not gonna defend.
I'd
You
argue
don't
it's
think
kinda
I
evil.
questioned God when my mother died of cancer? You don't think I was pissed off about that? No, I was fucking livid, dude. But at the same
Oh.
time, like I yelled out a window. I was like, "What kind of God are you?" All that sort of stuff.
Oh.
Yes, I've had my faith tested too, but I'm
Damn.
not gonna relinquish it.
I do believe the abortion should be legal for democratic and pragmatic reasons, but I also believe that there is a morally coherent and not too reasonable position that is anti-abortion. In all cases that don't endanger the life of the mother and rape, though you can make not fully insane arguments for a ban in the case of. The thing is, 99% of anti-abortion people are really just pro-birth and anti-life, meaning they don't hold a consistent and valid opinion. Interesting. Well, I, as a religious scholar, disagree with everything you said, and I just think that once you have sex, you cannot abort anything ever. There you go. That is my opinion as a religious scholar.
I'm not gonna walk away and be like, I don't believe in God anymore because
True.
my mother died of ovarian cancer. I'm not going to do it because at the end of the day, I'm hoping, and this is just my belief as a Christian,
True. I'm coping at
that
the end of the day. Just like
I
all of
can see
us.
my mother one day when I pass on. Because that's the hope. Like this whole Zionism of believing in nothing is great. Dude, that means when you
True.
die, there's nothing. That means there's nothing.
Oh,
Who gives
no.
a fuck
Wait,
anyway?
that's not what
Pardon my French.
Zionism is.
Yes, it is, dude.
What?
No, it's not.
What is it then?
Zionism?
Or no. Atheism.
Oh, there you
Atheism.
go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my
I'm so
God.
confused. I apologize. That was my mistake.
To
I've
confuse
been watching
Zionism with
a lot of
atheism.
history videos and shit lately. I apologize.
Yeah.
But
so
atheism is just whack. Why would you want to believe in nothing? You're gonna go.
Let me ask you a question about heaven, right? Heaven in the Bible is supposed to be a place where there is no suffering, correct?
Correct.
Great. If my mom dies and goes to heaven, but I die and go to hell, do you think my mom is going to suffer knowing that her son is in hell? Her
No.
son that she loves and she hates to see in pain?
No.
Will she not suffer in heaven because
No.
I'm in hell?
Because she knows God is good.
Mm.
So she won't. There you go.
That's a valid point. I get what you're saying.
It's not.
So what happens then? Does God like erase our memories of our loved ones when we go to heaven?
He might. Nobody knows yet. It can't be that bad though, because like every corny dad
Jesus.
joke has ever said, it can't be that bad because nobody has came back to complain.
True.
So, I
That is
mean,
an excellent
you know, not
point.
literally.
Maybe
that was a
the
joke.
reason
That
no
sounds
one's
like
come
mood.
back to complain is because when we die, nothing happens.
Because you're dead, right?
That's a
Right.
lie.
Just a
No,
thought,
I mean-
just a theory, a game theory,
There's-
if you will.
There are so many different beliefs of what. There's different forms. There's a
Bullshit.
certain form of Christianity that believes you just sleep
Nobody
in the ground and
complains
your
because
body rots
everybody's
away
happy.
until Christ comes back. There's forms of Christianity that believes that you know you immediately ascend to heaven, and then
Oh,
there's the
shit.
Christianity that is just heaven's like 3 feet off the ground or something like that. I don't know which one is real. Like I said, I don't
True.
know.
I don't know
Well, I
what's
know.
real, what's
God
fake.
could be. It could be like Allah. He could be Allah. I could be
Allah.
wrong this whole time.
True.
You know,
God
like it
could
could have
be
been a different
Allah.
version of God that we don't know about. I don't know. I just know that I firmly believe that there is some sort of higher power.
True.
You firmly believe there's okay. I don't think
There's
that's
a
I think
power that's
fine.
high.
I think when you then use that higher power to say, well, you can't get an abortion because I believe in God.
is
and
perfectly
God
valid.
says this, but my God clearly is contradictory. I just think that's kind of messed up.
Well, if our God,
Listen, it's not all that God says. God says that you cannot get an abortion. But in addition to that, God also says that you cannot suck cock if you are a biological male. Okay? That is also what God says. God forbids you from sucking the cock if you are a biological male. So those are the rules. You have to keep to the rules, or else you will go to hell forever and ever and evermore.
contradictory, don't you think we should be too?
No,
No.
Well, I do.
I think we should be logical. What
Logical?
do you mean?
What the hell? That
Well,
is
if
the
we
leftist
if we use
degeneracy
logic
of logic.
with a lot of things, half the things going on in the world wouldn't be happening. Like we would have never gave Ukraine money because
Oh,
Vladimir Putin is
no!
now planning World War III.
Oh no, oh no, that person's anti-Ukraine as well. Oh no, of course. Oh God, why? Oh, of course. Oh yeah, if we were logical, we would never have even given Ukraine any money because World War oh God, of course. Why am I even surprised at this point? Why am I even surprised? Why was I even shocked to hear this? Of course, a person that's anti-abortion, anti-LGBT, hates trans people, doesn't like them gays. Of course, the next logical quote-unquote step would be to say that Ukraine should not get any aid because World War III scare. Jesus.
III, that was a dumb move right off the jump.
Wait, just real quick.
Should
Real
have
quick.
never
What do you
funded
think? What do you
Ukraine.
think would have happened if we just let
Jesus.
Putin take Ukraine?
He would
Wow.
have took Ukraine.
You
Hello,
think he would have
Archive.
stopped there? You think he would have just been like,
Yeah,
all right, I'm
I
good.
absolutely do
Okay,
believe
so
it.
so
I
quick question.
absolutely
Quick
do.
question. Then you would
Pardon
have
me,
agreed.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I just a quick question on that. When
What
we
a
let
guy.
Hitler take Poland, did he stop?
Yes. No.
Do
Is
dictators
this a
tend
trick?
to
Point.
stop?
That is a good
This-
point. But there was
Jesus.
one thing that is here now that wasn't there when Hitler was in power, and that's NATO.
Exactly. And that's Putin doesn't have a mustache like Hitler did, so that means that Hitler is gonna stop. And I mean Putin, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. This is just fear scaremongering. You're confusing me, and I don't like it. I don't like to be confused. We shouldn't have fun. I'm not even gonna. No, I'm not gonna change that into a bit. I'm not even gonna change that into a bit.
You're literally ending the world if you invade a part of NATO.
Yeah, hold
That's-
on, hold
that's
on.
literally the end of the
NATO
NATO
world.
the
is
world.
acting right now to allow Ukraine into NATO.
Hello.
Why do you think we were defending Ukraine? Because
We
they
want
wanted to-
Ukraine in NATO, which I don't understand that anyway, because we're all pro LGBTQ, but they're really
No, you're not. What? Not when did you become pro LGBT? You're against sucking cock and you're against trans people. What do you mean?
are neo Nazis in Ukraine. Like there
There's
really
neo-Nazis
are.
here. What does that matter? How is that?
Matter.
That means we shouldn't stop Russia from invading a sovereign country?
True, because there are absolutely no neo-Nazis in Russia. That's for sure.
Because that country may have neo-Nazis in it?
We
to tell ya.
shouldn't stop Russia from invading Ukraine because we have no ties to it other than
What did he say?
and some advisors set up deals in Ukraine. We have no obligation to them.
They're a country that's been trying to
What
join-
about the Budapest Memorandum? Is that enough of our obligation for you? What the fuck? Is that enough of an obligation for you, bud? The Budapest Memorandum? Jeez Louise.
NATO, which we are a part of.
Jeez Louise. Sure, no obligation apart from promising to help preserve Ukraine's borders in case it gets invaded. But apart from that little thing, it's basically no obligations whatsoever. God. Oh, beautiful. I love it. Wow.
We've actively been like, listen, I don't like NATO. NATO is an imperialist arm of the US and some other countries. But to argue
Oh, it absolutely is.
True.
that we shouldn't help countries that are allied to NATO would just be stupid. Not calling you stupid, by the way. I'm
You're
just saying that
stupid.
I
argument would
respect
be
that. I
kinda
understand what
stupid.
you're saying.
I will
get what
call
you're
him
saying.
stupid.
No,
Yes.
I hear you out, but at the
I-
same
you
time,
are
I
stupid.
firmly believe that because we have no. Let me just. I'm sure you
I
know.
was
about
laughing
this
around until
already.
the Ukraine
Did
thing
you
happened,
know
and now
that back in World War II,
no more
Hitler
gloves.
told other countries what he was going to do with the Jewish population.
No more kitty gloves.
He told us He told the United Kingdom. He told France. He told all of us. And we basically just said either we don't believe you or we don't care. And then he went on about it, and then we just let it go until it got bad enough, and we were hearing
What?
stories about it. And then Pearl Harbor happened,
What?
and then he declared total war on us because Japan declared war on us.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. What? What is
And
this?
then
Alt
after
history?
that, we went in.
I
And
have
we
to hear this again. What is this? What if alt hist bullshit? I'm playing Clash Bandicoot 4, but if you're the final Zarag Magdra final.
saw it,
Huh?
and had enough, and we were. And then
What
he went
happened?
on and just said United is going to do it. Let me. But at the same
Okay.
time, I firmly
What
believe
was that?
because we have.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Let me just. I'm sure you know about this already. Did you know that back in World War II, Hitler told other countries what he was going to do with the Jewish population? He told us. He told the United
Yeah.
Kingdom. He
Yeah.
told France.
What?
He told all of us.
Wait, what did
And we
he?
basically
Okay,
just
what?
said
I
either
missed
we
it
don't
again.
believe you or we don't care.
What?
All of us. Hitler told other countries what he was going to do with the Jewish population.
Okay.
He
No, he
told
didn't, by
us,
the way.
He told the United Kingdom.
No, he
told
didn't.
France. He told all of us. And we basically just said either we don't believe you or we don't care.
We don't know what
And then he went on about
citation
it.
needed.
And then we
don't
just let
care.
it go until it got bad enough, and we were hearing stories about it. And then
Stories
Pearl Harbor
about it.
happened. And then he declared total war on us because Japan declared war on us.
Warhammer Total
Uh-huh.
War.
And then after that, we went in and we saw everything that was happening. Like, why are we going to defend? Why would we defend? Now, mind you, yes, I'm sure there are neo-Nazis here in America. I have no doubt because
Jesus. What?
it was getting.
So what
pretty
did Ukraine
predominant there
declare it will do?
during Trump's presidency?
Who did
which I do not
Ukraine
condone.
declare
I
it
do not
will
condone that.
genocide?
But at the same time, why are we going to go defend people who think like Hitler?
What?
Why would we defend them?
What do you? Who did
Why?
Ukraine
You think
declare
all
they
of
will
Ukraine
genocide?
looks like Hitler?
I think there's a good percentage over there.
Okay, what's your evidence?
You had
of
to
this?
have seen the things on CBS News about they weren't letting certain ethnicities on
my
trains
friend,
to evacuate
friend.
the place.
My friend.
CBS.
What do we say about what's on TV?
Don't always believe what's on. It was from one of the leftist
Jesus.
news.
You think I
things
believe
that-
everything that left news says?
Oh my
No,
god.
you got to do your
honestly,
own
yes, I did.
independent research. I need to see a verifiable source of these
Oh
things.
god.
Again, I'm not saying this stuff might not have happened, but the claim you're making is that the predominant amount of people in the Ukraine are Schnazis. I would need some hard evidence of this, my guy.
True.
Good sir, you could go on YouTube. There are documentaries of it.
Documentaries.
There are neo-Nazis marching through the streets in Ukraine.
What?
There are several videos of it, and this is years before Putin even invaded.
I want to see those.
This is
What was your
5,
name again,
6 years
friend?
ago,
What was your name again, friend?
Idiot is the name.
Alex.
Alex.
Oh,
There are
Alex.
neo-Nazis marching in the streets in the United States. Does this mean if somebody invades us, people should not help us?
Yes.
Nobody'd be stupid enough to invade us.
Oh,
That's
then
not
it's
the
fine.
question. I'm saying should nobody help us ever because there are neo-Nazis marching in our streets?
Yes.
With all due respect, your question is irrelevant because we both know nobody would even attempt that.
People have attempted all the time to hurt us. What do you mean?
They haven't attempted a full-on invasion
hold
because
on.
they know it's suicide.
Imagine 9/11 happens. 9/11 happens, and we divert planes to Gander, right, to Canada, because we're like, hey, we need to land these planes somewhere. And Canada goes, no, you had neo-Nazis marching in the street. You can't park your planes here. Would this
Canada
Bro.
would endorse us. What do you mean? They were celebrating a Nazi in Parliament a couple months ago.
Jesus.
They were clapping for a Nazi in Parliament. They would allow it, which is even more horrifying because they're supposed to be LGBTQ plus friendly too. Like,
Hey,
what is
here's
the world
a
doing?
question. Here's a
Can we pick a
question.
lane?
Here's a question about Nazis that I'm wondering if you can help me out here. Did the Nazis happen
Wow.
to have one specific religion they really liked? If so,
Uh-oh.
what was that religion?
The religion of paganism, even though
They
it's
didn't
not a
really have a
religion.
religion. They were
not
friendly
true.
with the Catholics because the Catholics
not
didn't
true.
like Jews.
That's not true. There was one religion that Germany really messed with.
Was it Christianity?
It was Christianity.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What did they
Huh.
do? What did they do to
See,
anyone
I
that
honestly thought they were just
wait,
friend.
Really,
Go ahead.
Really quick, friend. My friend Alex. What did they do
My friend Alex.
to people that weren't Christian?
They sent him to Auschwitz.
Mm-hmm. And they tried to force Christianity on their people, correct?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm not sure about that. I thought it
True.
was you
I'm not
all
so
just
sure.
hailed to the Fuhrer, and then after that, it was
Nope.
What?
you didn't. It was just Hitler. Everybody worshipped Hitler.
What?
Nope. Hitler was overwhelmingly a Christian. Well, claimed to be a Christian.
Damn.
And they were overwhelmingly Christian in Nazi Germany. Overwhelmingly. Now, here's my question. If the Schnazis
Yeah.
decided to force Christianity onto people, and you want to force Christianity onto people, would it be a fair assumption to say you might have a little Schnazi leaning yourself?
Uh-oh.
Considering my great grandfather was one, I'm not surprised you would even say that. But at the same time, I don't condone what he did. I think he was a horrible man.
Uh-huh.
But what? How is it that we cannot? So basically, what you're saying is we cannot have a more dominant Christian country because it will turn into Nazism.
No, my friend. No. What I'm saying is, if you force Christianity on people, it is wrong. If the country is predominantly
I would
Christian,
force Christianity
which it is
on
right
you.
now, because of its own choice,
As a Jewish person.
that's fine. But when you go, I want to force people to be Christian,
I do.
that's wrong. Do you see the?
I don't. What
I
do you
see what
talk-
you're saying.
What are you
I see
saying?
what you're saying.
I don't.
So maybe
Well-
Project 2025
It's stupid.
is bad.
True.
Maybe it's kind of Nazi-ish, right? Or at the bare minimum, pretty fascist.
True.
It is to a degree
messed up.
fascist. I'll admit that.
And
It
yet
is-
you're for
there-
it.
What?
What?
That project is absolutely set up to completely and utterly dismantle anything woke,
Okay.
and
so,
basically put
So
everything
you're
in
a
the
bit of
power
a
of the hands
fascist.
of the next conservative president. Like, he controls everything. If Senate wants to pass a bill and
What?
he doesn't like it, he could veto it and be
So
like,
you're
no,
a bit
I
of
don't
a
like this."
fascist
so
then.
you want more
Fascism.
government control?
Yes.
You
So
want
you
a bit
want
of
fascism.
fascism. Uh-oh.
I don't want fascism.
Yes, you do. What? You
If I
just
wanted
said that the
fascism, I'd
thing
say
was...
that.
Well, you've agreed that
I just want
you've
a
agreed-
well-run country where we're not hearing about craziness every couple days and
Oh.
mass shoot. Oh, that's another thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to change topics here, but mass shootings, as far as that's concerned, I do believe in gun control to an extent. As far as
Okay.
nobody over 25 should be allowed to purchase a gun, and you have to take a mental fitness test or
mental range check.
oh man.
Okay.
Not
fine,
good with
that's
these
fine.
words, but you know what I mean. You need to take a mental exam and a mental health exam. There you go, mental health exam to make sure that you are up to owning a firearm.
I'm
And
totally
everybody
fine with
in
this.
the
Hold
land
on,
should be-
wait.
I have
Or
no
to
idea
take
where
one.
this is
Hold on, I
going.
don't want to move too far past this. You've agreed that Project 2025 is a fascist policy.
True.
You've agreed to this, yet you
I
claim
said it is somewhat fascist.
Great. I don't know what somewhat fascist.
So
is.
you
I'd
are
say if it's gotta
somewhat
get 5%
fascist.
fascism. It's
Damn.
fascism, right?
Sure, somewhat
I don't know,
fascist.
I don't think fascism goes on a sliding percentage scale. I think something's either fascist or it's not. So if it's got fascism, and you want it to happen, would that not make you a fascist?
I guess so, if the shoe fits it. But you don't see me running around screaming Sieg Heil, do you? Like, I'm not out here discriminating against anyone who's not white. Like, I'm not doing anything like that.
Well,
I'm not
you
out here
would
committing
be.
hate crimes or
Wait,
something
would
like
you
that.
not be doing this if you're trying to force Christianity? Like, let's take another religion, right? Islam. The predominant followers of Islam, they're not white, are they? But you want to
No.
force them to change their religion.
Uh-oh.
You don't see something bad with that? You don't see something harmful there?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
So, like, sure, you're
My
not going
argu- my
around
rebuttal
throwing
to
Nazi
that-
salutes, but you're kind of just doing it with extra steps. You're doing a Hitler with extra steps, my guy.
It's true.
I respect your opinion. My rebuttal to that is, yes, I want America to be a mainly Christian country.
True.
If you do not
Do away
like
with them
that,
gays.
and when that, if
Pray
if,
to get
let's
away,
say,
for
'cause
God's
nothing's
sake.
written in stone, let's say Trump comes to power in 2024, he's
dreaming of
elected
cock.
in November, and Project 2025 is enacted, then just leave. Like, if you don't like the way
True.
America's going,
Leave.
just leave.
Just
Oh,
leave,
okay.
just
Well,
move.
here's a question for you then. You don't like the fact that America currently is not a predominantly Christian nation, correct?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I already know where you're going with this. Why don't I
Uh-oh.
just leave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to just leave because I just don't want to.
Oh.
So there's going to be other people
I
that are going
see.
to say they just don't want to leave, and that's fine. Why can't we just? I don't even know, man. Like, can't they just make adjustments to this Project 2025, where like it's mostly a Christian-run state, but other religions are welcome, and we just ban some stuff, like you know,
Like what? Oh, degeneracy.
like no critical race theory until
True.
obviously you're, or no even talk of
And
critical race
transness,
theory
ban
or
transness
racism or
and
anything like
gayness.
that.
True.
Until you're in college, like you're not
If you're
allowed
a
to do any of that
biological
shit until you're
male-
in college. You could discuss all that then, and you
Listen, if you are biological male and even think of cock, then you will get punished by the new religious order, by the new priesthood of America. True, I am all for it. I am here for it. Absolutely. Yes. That is the way. This is the way. I believe this full-heartedly. Yes, that is the moral way to live your life. Oh, I must use the cannon. Did I hit it? Yes. I need more balls.
you could make your own decisions then.
And
because,
yes, you
like,
cannot think of balls either.
right now there is stuff being like I just think we're messed up, man. I just think we're a messed up country right now,
True.
and I feel like
Degenerate.
in order for us to get reined
True.
back in and have some control
Have some decency.
and not be a free for all in the world,
True.
someone has to drop the hammer.
Yes.
Do you want to know what I think is the messed up part of the country?
The
Sure.
gays
And this
the
will be
transes.
my final thoughts because I think I need to move on because we've been talking for 50 minutes and that's usually my cutoff point. What I think is
Fair
the
enough.
fucked up part of the country is when people want to do a fascism. Period. I don't really know that I have to go much further than that.
Oh,
I think you have spent the
You're a
last
bigot.
hour not being able to defend any of your positions.
What a
And
bigot,
you still want to believe
arguing
in them.
that being
So,
intolerant
said,
against fascism.
If you are going to hold steadfast in your beliefs, no matter what anyone says or provides you with evidence, I just think those beliefs aren't really strong. But that's it. That's my take. But you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to move on now.
You too.
Because,
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your day.
Yep. Because what in the... Wow! I tried really hard to try to figure out if that was a troll, but I don't think it was. I tried really hard. If that was a troll, they would have owned up to it at the end. What the fuck?
Wow. I was amazing. That was the best debate. Isn't that right?